thousands in attendance, and the millions watching around the world. Let's get ready to rumble! Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing red and weighing in at 154 pounds. He captured Olympic gold in 1992 and now, as a professional, with 33 victories in 35 bouts, including 27 knockouts, he has captured 5 world championships. Tonight, he is the challenger, looking to capture number 6. Ladies and gentlemen, from East LA, here is the former junior lightweight, former super lightweight, and 2-time welterweight champion of the world, the Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black with gold. He also weighed in at 154 pounds. His professional record is an outstanding one, consisting of 51 victories in his 55 bouts, including 34 knockouts. And he is undefeated for the last 5.5 years, winning 14 consecutive contests with 11 KOs. Ladies and gentlemen, from Madrid, España, making his 6th title defense, presenting the reigning and defending WBC Super Welterweight Champion of the World, Javier "The Lynx" Castiliejo.
Chief second. Chief second. Just Chief second.
All right, gentlemen, this is for the WBC Super Welterweight title. You received your instructions. Again, I want to caution you. Any punches below here will be called low. Any punches here will be called low. With that, are there any questions? Any questions for Chief Seconds? Remember, obey my commands, protect yourselves at all times. Touch them up now, good luck to both of you. Let's go.
We've heard much talk about the quantity of titles De La Hoya has won. What we want to know is whether this is a quality fight or a quantity fight.
Round 1 begins. In his April bout against Arturo Gatti, De La Hoya looked very fluid, very loose. Threw the right hand in particular with greater effectiveness than we've seen before. That was against a relatively easy target. And the left hook wobbles Castiliejo early.
I thought it might have been a quick little right hand, Jim.
Castiliejo has got to make certain that he keeps this a European-type fight. Don't try to mix it up with this guy in exchanges. Just jab now, move out of the way, keep your hands high. You can win this thing on point because Oscar prepared like an American to slip and move and mix it up.
What's a European-type fight, George?
You just keep your hands up and don't go for any power shots. Just keep that jab moving. When a guy try to hit you back, stop it with your hands. Right hands, just good intentions, no power.
Castiliejo's first clean shot is a left hook to the body.
And Oscar will find tonight that his best points tonight will be the left jab. He's got to be dedicated to it. This guy's tall and he doesn't bend down into a lot of good shots. You got to just go on top with what you can get. If you're waiting to slip and move, you'll be waiting all night because they bring their hands right back up. The European type fighters.
The difference is Fairly obvious here. De La Hoya with his left hand down around his waist. Castiliejo with his left hand in front of his face. De La Hoya lands a right hand as Castiliejo momentarily dropped the left. Good combination punching inside by Oscar De La Hoya.
You just cannot wait for tall, long-armed guys. Oscar supposedly on paper has a longer reach. This guy's tall, and he's got the advantage when a punch is exchanged. You wait around, and it can be a lot of trouble to you.
Castiliejo starting to loosen up his jab against other opponents. On paper, at least, Castiliejo throws his jab more frequently than does De La Hoya. Castiliejo landed a solid right-hand side inside, and De La Hoya walked right through it. Lands his own right hand over the top. There's already a redness around the right eye of Castiliejo, product of Oscar De La Hoya's left hand.
Remember, this guy has fought at this weight a lot, and he's been in with some hard hitters.
Very good round one for De La Hoya, who is not always a fast starter.
You're doing good. Work your jab more, okay? Work your jab more, okay? Breathe in your nose, let your mouth slow. Come on. Yeah. Now, do it again.
No tires, si tires, si tires. Tranquilos.
All right, nice and calm, nice and calm.
Our interpreter is Ray Torres in this corner.
Cuando tendrás full izquierda abajo, vuelve a poner por de derecha. Que está cerquita para que entre segundo.
You gotta be close to him.
Vamos, Luis. Las manos arriba,
By CompuBox numbers in round one, De La Hoya landed 22 of 45 power shots. That's very good. He only threw the jab 14 times, and you heard Floyd Mayweather between rounds saying, work your jab more. Castiliejo threw more punches than De La Hoya in the first round, but only landed 10 of them.
Now Oscar's taking charge with his jab. Be surprised you can win 5 or 6 rounds with nothing but your left hand. Oscar can if he really gets dedicated to it. Really want to show his combination, but this is not the fighter that gives you his body to do that.
Castiliejo mixing things up a little bit, begins to lead with left hooks instead of the jab.
Here's a guy, fights a lot of fights in Europe. He's accustomed to guys being over-aggressive like this. So you just stay on your mark. Jab after they finish hitting you, keep jabbing. Nothing gets out of hand.
Castiliejo short with his jab. De La Hoya able to step in and pop his to the face of Castiliejo. Chopping right hand for the Spanish fighter. And he tries to go to the body, and Vic Drakulic says, bring him up.
First thing you notice here is that Castiliejo knows how to fight. Whether he'll be able to take De La Hoya's punches as the fight goes along remains to be seen, but you can see he has a plan, he has movement, comes in, goes out, creating some problems for Oscar.
Castiliejo leaning into a De La Hoya left to the body.
That's what you want to do with Oscar. He's a puncher. Make him follow you around.
Hard right hand by De La Hoya stuns Castiliejo. And now the Spanish fighter back up and on his mark.
Oscar's got his left hand on his hip. You see a guy doing that, he's just looking for one shot. And that's when you can get him.
And
hands down, he can't do anything with his hands down.
Castiliejo nailed him with a right hand shot as De La Hoya allowed that left to wander low.
It looks as though he's trying to invite the right hand so then he can do something about it.
That's exactly what he's doing, which is not good. You drop your hand, why not be hit?
cuando falta 10 segundos siempre tira. Estate atento a eso. Coge.
Be aware and throw some punches. Okay, deep breath.
A ver, tienes que tirarle los golpes al cuerpo.
You gotta throw body
No
shots.
vas a tirar la cabeza, tírale los golpes
Yeah.
al cuerpo.
Throw the body punches. That's what you need to do.
Respirando. Anchos ahí, porque está cerquita. Puedes meterle ese golpe abajo.
How you feel? Good. Breathe in and let out deep. Get your combinations going. Stiff arm it so you can nail it right where you want it. The stiff arm is your radar, wherever you
Right hands from De La Hoya, something that he has often neglected, as well as his jab. What did Floyd Mayweather Sr. mean by telling him to stiff arm him, George?
He wanted him to leave his left hand out there and kind of touch him like a man walking with a stick who can't see. You feel where you're going and then throw.
Like Lennox Lewis does.
Oscar better be prepared because this guy is able to go in with big fighters and absorb a lot of punches. So you take your time and set the dinner table. Jab, go to the body, weaken your opponent.
De La Hoya responded to Floyd Mayweather's request for more jabs in round 2. He threw 22 as opposed to 14 in the first round. As round 3 reaches its second minute, Castiliejo seems to be getting just a little more comfortable in the fight.
And Oscar's turning him back into that old Frankenstein style of just walking in, not moving your head. You don't want to do that. Bounce around, get your footing.
You've always felt, George, that De La Hoya is at his most effective when he's up on his toes.
Yeah, because you can step in, bounce to your left, bounce to your right, and make things happen aggressively. You don't have to just walk in with your head not moving like that.
In other words, he has so much skill, why not use it all?
Why not use it all? He's not going to do that counter punching with guys who had fights in Europe like that. They just can wear you out with that stuff.
Castiliejo momentarily elbowing De La Hoya off and then firing the right hand.
And what Oscar does, he has this trainer, Mayweather, who shadow boxes with him, and he's shorter. Oscar keeps his hand, especially his left hand's lower, by habit.
That punch did not land.
That was blocked by Castiliejo's right glove and wrist.
So far, I don't sense real power coming from De La Hoya's punches, but that may simply be because he's missing so many of them.
Yeah, and he's done well of going to the body after he misses these head shots. He sneaks in 1 or 2 to the body, which is really good. You have a guy pretty worried about his body, he'll eventually lay those hands down.
Castiliejo not landing at a very high percentage, but throwing about equally with De La Hoya. And occasionally sticking in a right hand as he did there.
Oscar has got to be told that it's not going to happen by reaching out at it.
Let's look ahead to some upcoming Time Warner boxing programming. Next month, look for these upcoming boxing shows. July 7, HBO's Boxing After Dark brings you Hector Camacho Jr. against Jesse James Leija. Also, heavyweight Kurt Johnson faces Larry Donald. The 21st, welterweight champ Shane Mosley takes on Adrian Stone. Plus, comebacking Michael Grant fights Jameel McCline in the heavyweight division. 1 week later, TVKO pay-per-view features light heavyweight champion Roy Jones performing against Julio Gonzalez. Joel De La Hoya Sr. seated at ringside, and as is always the case, shouting instructions in the direction of De La Hoya's corner.
Mayweather seemed to be advising De La Hoya to go more to the body.
De La Hoya gradually stepping up the number of jabs he's throwing round by round. According to CompuBox numbers, he threw 26 jabs in the third round. Castiliejo throwing more, but landing only 4 of 38. Harold, how do you have it scored through 3?
Okay, Jim, 3-0, 30-27, Oscar De La Hoya. Jim, I got to tell you something. The first 2 rounds, I thought Oscar won with hand speed. He landed the cleaner, sharper punches because he was quicker. But in round 3, he backed him straight up. He just keeps backing him up, backing him up, backing him up. It's effective aggressiveness. He's scoring while he's backing up his opponent.
Crowd chanting for their man, De La Hoya. When asked if he would be bothered by the large pro De La Hoya crowd, Castiliejo said, well, I'm fighting in his country. In my country, I'm accustomed to fighting before 15,000 people all the time. Every fight's a big event for me. It's not going to bother me.
You got to know how to fight the kind of fighters you're boxing, and Oscar's got to know that just loading up with power is not the way to do this guy. You just got to let them go. Jab, right hand, hook occasionally. Don't go for the power. They'll just run into one sooner or later. Oscar did a good job of standing right there in the pocket that time. Set his defense and did not move out of the way. Brings his elbow up close to his face.
Nice job of ducking through there. Two body shots well thrown by De La Hoya.
Good body shot.
Excellent flurry as Castiliejo statues up along the ropes and takes the De La Hoya body assault.
Castiliejo throws his punches, 1, 2, then he stops also. Sometimes just because the guy's got the reputation, you jump on him and throw some punches. Not going to keep your title by throwing 2 punches at a time.
I think the speed differential is greater than Castiliejo expected it to be.
That's the stiff arming that his trainer told him to do. I'd like to ask Harry Letterman, is that legal?
To hold the arm out there. Another good flurry along the ropes. De La Hoya with an effective round. Leads the fight through 4.
Venga, bastante y coge ahí.
Respirando, Javi.
Javi, tienes que intentar cruzarte. Tú lo estás viendo cuando viene. Y tira abajo y arriba, Javi.
Breathe in deep. Come on, you do it again. I'll do one time. Keep doing like you're doing, man. Use the feints, okay? Feint and walk. Feint and walk, touch. Then when you get ready to bring your combination, bring them all in, okay? Go.
The most impressive, interesting thing to me about De La Hoya so far is he appears to be more relaxed than we used to see him. He used to be so afraid of making a mistake that he seemed tense. And that's why I believe he would get tired in the late rounds of fights. Tension will beat down conditioning every time.
Well, you get tired in late rounds of fights when you throw punches. If you're a puncher, you're going to get tired. You got to live with that.
Well, there's no question. He looked looser and more fluid than in his previous fights against Arturo Gatti earlier this year. And the pattern seems to repeat tonight. De La Hoya releasing punches more fluidly, most particularly the right hand. There's a good left hook that he landed inside.
When you throw a lot of hard shots, I'm telling you, you need oxygen almost. And you see a guy fresh in the last couple of rounds, it's because he has not thrown a lot of hardship.
Castiliejo has shown that he can survive De La Hoya up to now. He can live with him in the ring, make a miss. What he hasn't shown is that he can defend his title. He can take after De La Hoya.
And you have a title like that, you got to show us more than that.
You got to do something other than fight to survive. Right now, Castiliejo looks to me like a guy who wants to go rounds with De La Hoya. Not necessarily that he wants to show he can beat him.
Well, it may also be that he thinks that in the latter stages of the fight, he'll have a chance to come on.
There's the first big shot that De La Hoya's had to weather at 154 pounds. A hard left hook that landed flush.
Preceded by a pretty good right uppercut, I thought.
Agreed.
When you're moving in like Oscar, you got to move your head. You just can't just move in, your neck standing up like that. Throw punches, move your head, move your head.
De La Hoya crashing a right hand to the temple of Castiliejo and firing a left hook right through the guard. Good combination by Oscar.
Oscar's doing a good job of holding his hands up, waiting those punches off.
Another good right hand punctuates the round for Oscar De La Hoya.
How's the power?
Looking good. How you feel? Okay. Take a deep breath. Come on, I need one more.
More feints.
What you gonna do about some?
You gotta throw downstairs also. And when you throw the punches, throw with conviction, throw with some force. Throw that right hand.
De La Hoya did a lot of good stuff in the round, but we're going to show you in replay that good combination by Castiliejo.
Yeah, he's going to have to do a lot more to find the combination to win this fight, because for most of these rounds now, he seems to almost have resigned himself to the fact that he's not going to be able to do much to De La Hoya and just wants to survive.
I agree. Fighting to survive.
Is he going to take some risks?
CompuBox numbers in round 5. De La Hoya landing 31 out of 63, 49%. Castiliejo, despite that good combination, only 5 out of 42. So it's increasingly one-sided, or so it appears, in favor of the American fighter, Oscar De La Hoya. He won his gold medal in Spain, and right now he's turning the Spanish fighter into gold medal flour.
And that's probably his advantage tonight. He had some international experience fighting European fighters during the Olympics.
300 amateur fights, George. Oscar's seen everything before he was ever a pro. Good left hook upstairs. Set up by a straight right hand. Wants to throw the straight right hand again.
One thing I noticed, that Oscar's not paying much attention to his corner anymore. Reminds me of a marriage that's gone bad and no one has said anything.
Of course, he came into the fight saying Mayweather's the greatest trainer in the world, best trainer he's ever had, learned more in the last 6 months than ever before.
Well, I could look at that from another way. I don't know exactly what you're referring to, George. But a fighter's got to be able to sense what's going on in there and make his own changes, not just depend on his trainer. And that's one thing that has been lacking in De La Hoya before.
I think what happens when you got on your mind you're doing something good, you don't want people to keep telling you things.
So you see him staring away from Mayweather.
Yeah, sometimes you can see a divorce happening and your partner can't even see it. Oscar will divorce you and you have no idea it's happening.
It is his 5th trainer.
Good body punch, right to the body. But he didn't come back with anything because he was in long-range position.
That's the De La Hoya defense right there, parrying shots with his right hand, and he gets rocked with a left hook and comes back with power punches of his own. De La Hoya seems eager to turn this into a slugfest.
Because he knows that Castiliejo can't hurt him.
Stay. Okay. We're looking sharp. Shot right hand, catch in the body. Next time, bring it here. Right hand, right to the body, left hook, right hand up top, all right?
Don't get lazy with that jab.
Take a deep breath. Try one more time. Okay. Keep boxing smart. Keep your head moving. Keep doing like you're doing. Use the jab up and down, up and down.
Oscar boxing, punching aggressively, walks into a clean left hook, which might have shaken him momentarily. You know, we talked about Oscar having met a lot of Europeans as an amateur. As a professional, he's fought just 2 of them, a Danish pastry named Bridal and a French fry named Charpentier. Castiliejo so far has shown that he's certainly more than something just to munch on.
Yeah, he's better than Bridal and Charpentier, that's for sure. Harold Letterman, CompuBox numbers have it as a De La Hoya wipeout. How do you have it through 6?
So do I, Jim. 60-54, 6-0, Oscar De La Hoya. Jim, we talked about his clean punching that he's winning around time. We talked about his effective aggressiveness. Let's talk about ring generalship. He's putting Castiliejo exactly where he wants him. Back on the ropes and backing up. Oscar De La Hoya just taking it to him, just as we see now.
I'll tell you one reason why a lot of people are excited here right now, because if Castiliejo completes this round, he will have won the over bet for the fans. 7 rounds is the over bet. If you hear the bell in this round and Castiliejo hasn't been knocked out, those who bet that the fight would go past 7 rounds have won.
Well, George, Larry makes the point that De La Hoya is willing to trade shots because he doesn't feel that Castiliejo can hurt him. Is that dangerous?
Well, you know, he's using that crossover defense, and you got to make sure that you don't move your hands up and down like a fan when you're doing it. That's why he got caught a little bit. Set that defense, keep your hands right where they are. If you move them, you can get shot, get hurt, and that's what he did a moment ago. And Castiliejo,
when the left hook caught him.
Yeah, Castiliejo can get in there and take advantage of it when you see him crossing over like that. He's smart. He's waiting on a chance also. He's not just there. He just doesn't know exactly what to do yet.
You better find out soon.
The good thing about Oscar, he's throwing a lot of power away, and this guy's taking it like a piece of rubber band. And if this fight goes into the last 2 rounds, he can kick things up a little bit, Castiliejo.
The fight within the fight. And Oscar get him out of there in the last 30 seconds of the 7th round. Some drama.
There you go again. He's dropping the right hand and not keeping the right hand right on the left hand. He got to keep his right hand right on the side of his chin.
Well, because every time Oscar drops the left hand and holds his right up in front of him to parry punches, Castiliejo is coming around the back of it with the left hook.
Archie Moore said it, you got to keep it there. Don't move it around.
And there's the cheer from those in the crowd who bet the over.
Okay. Cameraman, you're in my way.
Que te den por culo, Javi.
No, pues que no me puedo avanzar aquí, coño.
Ahora, Javi. Tienes que tirar los golpes por corazón, ponerle algo.
Okay, you got to throw a lot of combinations.
Triunfo en los golpes, Javi.
No puedes tomar el trabajo. Respirando, Javi. Eso es.
Quédate para cruzarte con él, Javi.
Okay. Good? Okay. Breathe in slow one time for me.
That body, baby. Work that body.
Okay. So let's break the body down again, okay? We've been beating the head, forget about the head. Break your body down some more. Okay? See the measure the right hand?
Floyd Mayweather asking De La Hoya to go to Castiliejo's body in this round. In the 7th round, by CompuBox numbers, De La Hoya threw the jab 36 times, that's a bunch, and landed 16 of them, that's good. So
Castiliejo has got a good right hand. Whenever he wants to throw it, Oscar gives him that straight right hand. Why he's holding back on it, I'd like to know. Can't miss him.
maybe he's holding back on it because of the incoming from De La Hoya's left hand.
Oscar's not jabbing much.
Maybe it's respect for Oscar's left hook.
No, I think it's there, and he just was not prepared for it. You didn't go into training camp thinking it was going to be there. It's there, and you don't want to throw out
blood
and get tired.
Blood from the champion's nose.
That would be Castiliejo. Remember, it is Castiliejo's title, which is at stake here. De La Hoya bloodying the Spanish champion's nose here in round 8.
That is all night for him. Why doesn't he use it? Oscar puts his right hand in front of his face, left hand on his hip, and you can't miss him.
Castiliejo said that he would be a bullfighter in this fight, fighting both from outside and inside. Those red trunks of De La Hoya have to make him the bull and not the matador. He's got to come after De La Hoya if he wants a chance.
So far, De La Hoya has been the bull, having initiated almost all of the action as we arrive in the last minute of round 8.
Oscar De La Hoya has shown Castiliejo some power that he hasn't seen before. It's enough to make you back away a little bit. He's got good reason to be a little hesitant. He can drop Oscar if he only concentrates. Oscar puts the right hand over his chin this time. But you got to make him fan that thing.
Good left-hand body shot by De La Hoya. Castiliejo backing away, backing away, backing away.
Castiliejo is thinking, hey, this guy's going to run out of power sooner or later. And it doesn't happen. Round after round, it just does not happen.
So those who accuse Castiliejo of coming to this country to sell his title are partially right so far. He'll have to do something else to have a chance to win the fight.
Breathe in deep, let out slow. Breathe in, Austin. Come on. Look here.
Okay, in every punch, you got to put some force in it. You got to put your heart in it. Don't blow your nose.
Poquito a poco. Después de que
Throw,
tira.
throw. After he throws, come inside. You need to throw that left, especially to the body. With throw, you got to throw something real strong.
I think De La Hoya is fighting a beautiful, well-rounded fight, using both hands in different ways. You wonder if he hasn't sacrificed in doing that some of the lightning that he used to carry in his left hand.
I can tell you this, if you move to your left constantly, Oscar becomes a sucker for a right hand. He drops it, put his left hand on his hip. Castiliejo has not taken advantage of it at all.
Nope. Castiliejo in the last round fired the straight right hand once and landed it, just as you said he would, George. There he misses with one. And De La Hoya rips him with a left hook.
All Castiliejo has to do is be aggressive. Throw those punches with some authority.
CompuBox numbers in round 8 found De La Hoya landing 41 of 64, 64%. In other words, it's deteriorating into target practice for De La Hoya.
Puts his left, when you back Oscar up, he puts his left hand by his waist. Trinidad does that, and he waits and chop you on top of it.
De La Hoya with a big left hook upstairs. Castiliejo strong enough to take it, but backing away, fighting to survive, allowing De La Hoya to rake him over and over and over, and Castiliejo changing nothing so far in an attempt to try to win the fight.
And that look of resignation you see late in a fight when a fighter starts to believe he can't believe he's going to win anymore is on his face.
Yes, when you're alert and you have your everything about you and you just sit there, you've given it up.
Now he begins to throw punches.
Oscar takes a breather and he gets on him.
Oscar's mouth opens for the first time.
And the footwork of Oscar, that's what I like to see. He does that, you can't beat him.
Not even Trinidad?
No one can beat him when Oscar has it.
Not even Mosley?
Try to shut me up, huh?
Just wanted to be sure, George. Good body shots by De La Hoya. Castiliejo just too slow to take advantage of those openings that Oscar leaves for him.
Well, he's just not accustomed to fighting like that. Like a lion and tiger. One fights the other way, and the other fights another kind of way. Has the right hand.
One to time. As opposed to the combinations which De La Hoya has landed throughout the fight.
Give me some ice. I need some ice.
No, si es adrenalina. Respirando.
How you feel, baby? Huh?
Hot.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, man. Anytime you this far ahead, man, you got to take care of your business, okay?
Oscar coming on in this round, looking like he might be able to close the show before the final bell.
Vic Coolidge sending Castiliejo to a neutral corner. And now he's ready to go. Well, barring the sudden arrival of a judge from Spain, it's hard to imagine that Castiliejo has won a round. Oscar De La Hoya has landed so many more punches and thrown so many more punches throughout most of the fight. So let's see see if the Spanish titleist wants to save his championship with a desperation rally.
Oscar with his left hand almost to his hip, waist again.
That was about the best 20 seconds of the fight for Castiliejo.
Yes, it was. Castiliejo suddenly coming alive.
Castiliejo. Oscar's using that fan mill, using his right hand like a fan, and that's what's happening. You cannot move that hand once you set it in that crossover. You got to keep it there.
Well, I think one thing we've learned from the last minute or so of action is that Castiliejo can land, but he still doesn't have the power to hurt De La Hoya in those exchanges.
Now Oscar's going to learn at that weight class, things slows down a lot. Come all the way up from a lightweight.
Straight right hand for De La Hoya. Ripped Castiliejo back. Castiliejo seeming to tire a little bit after his offensive output earlier in the round. De La Hoya looking to land one or two big shots. Yeah, the punches sound better at 154, George.
The things are slow. Someone has better take Oscar into the gym and make him correct that crossover if you're going to use it. It's a great defense, but you better use it properly.
Body shots and a left hook upstairs by De La Hoya. Crowd chanting, Oscar, Oscar, Oscar. They'd love to see a late round knockout.
Watch that ice over here, guys. Where'd that ice come from?
Javi, si tú tiras y golpes en serio.
Javier, if you're gonna throw, you gotta throw them seriously, with force. You can't just stand there. You still have a lot. He's not, he's tired.
No puedes dejar nada. Tienes que tirar todo lo que tengas, Javi. No hay, no.
When you get him hemmed up in the corner, let the punches go, man. Let a barrage of them go. They'll stop the fight. Oscar, believe me. Keep him in the corner, run from here, back up top. Just keep letting them go, okay? Stop it. They're gonna look helpless. Keep throwing them, okay?
Floyd Mayweather Jr. Sr. has sensed properly that the crowd is a little bit unnerved that Oscar, although he's been dominant, hasn't been able to put any serious hurt on his opponent. And he wants him to be able to close the show out.
I think that's good advice. Come in like, what is that, gangbusters? You believe like that.
The crowd has been a little bit restive. They know that De La Hoya is winning the fight, but this is not the De La Hoya they're used to seeing.
And you heard Mayweather telling Oscar, if you get him into a situation where you can unload, throw a flurry of punches, and keep throwing until the referee stops the fight. I haven't seen referee Vic Drakulic in a big fight. Don't know what his predilections might be in that situation, but the crowd is going to want the stoppage if De La Hoya can produce the flurry.
Just keep in mind in that regard that Castiliejo is the champion. So you have to give him some benefit of the doubt if you get into that situation.
Good left hook by Castiliejo. You see how Oscar cannot determine what he want to do with that right hand?
If there was news, we'd give it to you. But there is no news. Just more of the same. Here's the chance for De La Hoya to do what Mayweather wanted him to do, and he didn't sustain. So more and more, it looks like they will go to the 12th. In 35 professional fights, Oscar De La Hoya has a knockout in every round but the 12th. Maybe that will be the news.
Last round, baby. Suck it up. Suck it up. Don't shoot nobody. You tired, man. You're tired. Look here, let me tell you something. This your last round. You should be feeling good as anybody, man. You're going to make history, man.
12th and final round. Make it a good one. 12th.
Es el último. It's the last round. You know what you have to do.
12th and final round. Make it a good one.
Okay, you gotta go for it. You gotta gamble. You gotta gamble.
Si le metes una serie, le dejas que reaccione.
Last round, you get hit a couple times on that set. Don't get hit. Don't get hit, you understand?
Vamos, Javier.
Come on, Javier. We gotta go for it. Do it for your children.
This round, Mayweather is telling De La Hoya, okay, you've got the fight won, just win it. Don't get hit. We'll see if De La Hoya has a mind of his own where that's concerned, because he wants to look as good as he can.
George Foreman, through much of his brilliant career, one of Oscar De La Hoya's great qualities was his passion, his desire, his overwhelming urge to be great, look great, do great things.
You still see it? The fire is gone. I did not see in it when he went to his corner. He just sat there. Doesn't want to hear anything. Look, I'm just here. For the first time, that's what I saw.
The passion does not seem to surface in the way that it once did.
That was a fire that would go back to the corner with his hands in the air screaming. It's gone. The punch is there. The footwork is there.
Maybe it's just disappointment that he hasn't been able to put the finishing touch on the fight, and that it would go 12 rounds, and that's not what he envisioned.
Yeah, he's fighting a champion of the world, and people are not champion for nothing. Nothing else, he can take a good shot, Castiliejo.
Down the road, if De La Hoya continues on the career path he wants, there will be bigger punches, quicker fighters, more explosive opponents than Javier Castiliejo. What will Oscar bring to that? He has shown skill and will, but he's in all probability going to leave here with a unanimous decision that may or may not be as satisfying as he wanted it to be.
Sometimes those extra pounds, carrying them around and training like that, will make a different man out of you also. He's in the big guy world now.
Biggest, strongest opponent he's ever fought. Technically brilliant performance, releasing punches correctly, landing them well offensively. Defensively, there have been some holes in De La Hoya's game.
He's got to finish strong now. He's got the power. Whoa!
Big left hook, Castiliejo.
That's the fire we want to see.
There you go.
That's the fire. Bring it out.
It's fire, but it's not fire power.
A menacing thrill for the fans. Blood flowing from the eye of Castiliejo. De La Hoya punctuates the victory with a small explosion. But Castiliejo has the honor, such as it is, of having gone the distance. Sixth win of Oscar De La Hoya's career. When we hear the decision announced, he closed the show, landing 45 of 71 punches in the 12th round, 63%. All in all, down the stretch, it was target practice for De La Hoya as he landed constantly and consistently with jabs and power shots.
I think if we'd had another moment, one more minute, Oscar could have finished him off.
They only fight for 36, right, George?
That's all.
12 times 3, that's it. All right, let's take a look at the knockdown as De La Hoya finally put Castiliejo down in the closing seconds of the fight.
It was about like his trainer said, one after another shot is going to do it.
Right, left, right, and down went Castiliejo.
Just keep throwing and something is going to happen.
But before that happened, De La Hoya himself got clocked by a big left hook from Castiliejo.
Whoa.
That's what brought the fire back, as George Foreman pointed out. And De La Hoya responded with fury. Here we'll follow it all the way through to the finish, and you'll get to see the knockdown again in real speed.
Oscar is just surviving as he would just get a decision and finally get a wake-up call. This man is trying to get you.
Harold Letterman, did you ever find a round in the fight to give to Castiliejo?
No, Jim. 120, 107, 12 rounds to nothing. Oscar De La Hoya. You know, Jim, in this fight, you can hardly recall an instance where Vic Dracula had to break these guys up physically. I mean, there were no clinches in the fight, and that could be a very integral part of it. Had Javier Castiliejo tied him up, roughed him up a little, he might have done a little better. But as it turned out, Oscar De La Hoya completely dominated.
Tell me about the extended left hand. Is that legal?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You can measure a guy as long as you keep the boxing glove closed. If you open a glove, it's illegal.
Thank you.
Let's go up to Michael Buffer for the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at the MGM Grand of Las Vegas, we go to the judges' scorecards. After 12 rounds, all 3 judges scored the bout the same, 119 to 108, all for the winner by unanimous decision. Now a 6-time world champion and no WBC